Hi, how are you, my dear learner? How have you been since the last lesson that we were together? I believe you have been okay. Just as myself, I'm quite okay as you can see me. Alright? I am sure you are excited just as I am so that we can learn together from MwalimuPLUS Virtual School. And MwalimuPLUS Virtual School is committed to making you pass mathematics and all other subjects with flying colors, because we at MwalimuPLUS, we give you the best. Therefore, relax and learn with me. I am also learning. We are learning together. Therefore, we are just friends. So, I'm your mathematics teacher, John Kwaria, and today we are looking at the previous lesson where we were dealing with hire purchase. Okay, we have dealt with money for some time now. Hire purchase. And I told you in my previous lesson what hire purchase is. And I gave you an example of how, when I got employed, I was earning very little money. Do you remember how much I told you that I was earning? 700 shillings per month. Wow. And I was able to buy a radio. A radio with 2 speakers. I can remember it was big. But how could I save and get all that money? I was not able to buy it on cash or in cash. What I did, I went and paid little money as deposit, and then the remaining amount I paid in on monthly installment. All right? So you remember now. Now today we want to look at the example or the assignment, the activity that I gave you. Here we go. I told you to fill in the table. You remember? Because I talked about a radio, I decided to give you a radio as an item that you could buy on hire purchase. Then something else is a motorcycle. So, on the radio part, you are supposed to work out the hire purchase price. Now, I gave you deposit, which was 3,000 shillings. I gave you number of months, which was 10 months, and then the monthly installment, which was 450 shillings. So then when we come to the motorcycle, the hire purchase price was 72,000 shillings, and the deposit was 22,000 shillings, and the monthly installment was 500 shillings. So how much was the hire purchase on the radio, and how many months were there did this person pay when he purchased the motorcycle on hire purchase? That is exactly what I wanted you to do. And just by working it out that way, you come up with the correct answer. So let's work together and see. Here we are. The first one, the radio. Hire purchase is equal to deposits plus total installments. You remember? I told you what deposits are, and I told you how you can get the total installment. You get the number of months, and then you multiply by the amount that is paid every month. So deposit here was 3,000 shillings, you remember? According to our table. And then the total installment for each month was 450. And how many months was it paid? 10 months. And therefore, when you multiply 450 shillings times 10 months, how much do you get? 4,500. Okay? 4,500. So you add the deposit plus total installment. What do you get when you add 3,000 plus 4,500? I'm waiting for your answer. This is just simple mental addition, okay? You had them mentally. Did you get your answer as 7,500 shillings? Then if you did, that is good of you. If you made some slight error and you did not get 7,500, don't be worried so much. But go again and work it out and see whether you are going to get the correct answer as 7,500 shillings. Let's go now to B, where we are dealing with motorcycle. Good. The hire purchase is minus deposits is equal to total installments. The hire purchase is 72,000 shillings. The deposit is 22,000 shillings. And therefore, when you subtract See the way I've arranged my work vertically to make it easier for me. So we just subtract 0 by 0, 0 minus 0 get 0, 0 minus 0 get 0, 0 minus 0 again you get 0, and then we have 2 minus 2, you get 0, and then 7 minus 2, you get 5. Therefore you have 50,000, and that is 50,000 shillings. What is it? What is it? Higher. It is 50,000 shillings. So it is a number of, that is the amount that this person paid as the remaining amount after paying the deposit. Now let's see how many months did he use to pay the 50,000 shillings? Here we come now. Number of months, we work it this way. Total installment of a monthly installment. Number of months will get 50,000 shillings over 5,000 shillings. And therefore, when you simplify that, you'll end up getting 10 months, as you can see. Okay? 50,000 divided by 5,000, you'll get 10 months. And our good answer is 10 months. Did you get 10 months? Very good. I know now you are bright students. And therefore, that's how you are supposed to work out this kind of mathematics when you are dealing with higher purchase price, the number of months, monthly installments, deposits, then you work it in that manner. Now today, I want us to learn about something else. But it's still dealing with money. I am not satisfied because money is so sweet. I just want us to learn about money, because some of you will become bankers. There is something we call simple interest. Simple interest. Not compound interest, but simple interest. In my subsequent lessons, we shall learn about compound interest. But today, we are learning about simple interests. Good. Simple interest. Here, we have a bank. As you can see the image. You can see people in the bank. You can see where it is written 1 and 2. That is the first teller. Teller are those cashiers who serve you when you go to the bank. So we have the first teller. We have the second teller. It seems this is not a very big bank, of course, and therefore, now customers are there inside and they are being served. Wow, have you ever gone to a bank? If not, please ask your parent, ask your guardian, ask even your teacher to pay a visit to a bank and just get there and see how operations are done. Okay? Nowadays, people don't go to the bank so much because they get money on the wall. How do you get money on the wall? Where you use ATM machines. You just go with your card, insert it there, and then you key in the money that you want, and then you get the money. Good? Or probably other people use their mobile phones. They can withdraw just as you deal with M-Pesa. Okay? Very good. Now let's look at this. What is simple interest? Look at that old man, that old mzee. He is wondering, what is this simple interest now? Okay, look at what simple interest is. Now, simple interest is the amount of money earned after depositing or borrowing money for a given period of time. The amount of money that is earned after depositing or borrowing some certain amount of money for a given period of time. I hope you understand. And when we're dealing with simple interest, now some things come into play. For example, when banks are operating, they deal with something we call principal. Okay? That is the deposits or the borrowed money. Principal. Then there is something they call rate. Look at my board over there on the screen. Rate. It is percentage charged on the amount of money borrowed or amount of money deposited. Then we have time. That is the duration taken. And of course now, interest. Interest is where we have the principal times rate times time. And I need to tell you something here. Wherever you see the word rate, when you are dealing with money, then think of something called percentage. Remember we talked about percentage in our previous lessons? Good. Think of something percentage. And anything percentage is over 100. Very good. So we have to move on. Now calculate the simple interest and. You calculate the simple interest and. That is the first question. The second question, if this person now withdrew all the money at the end of 1.5 years, how much did he withdraw? How much did he withdraw? So here we have, first of all, we look at the interest, where we are dealing with the principal times rate times time. As I've said, you can see even on the board there. And then we have principal here was 20,000 shillings. The principal was 20,000 shillings. And the rate was 15% per annum for a period of 1.5 years. So, if this person borrowed or deposited this amount of money in the bank, 20,000 shillings, and the interest that was paid was at the rate of 15% per annum, that's why I said 15% is the same as 15 over 100, then times a period of 1.5 years. So what are we supposed to do? I've arranged the work for you. So therefore, the next thing that you do, now you convert the years into an improper fraction. 1.5 years, you convert it into an improper fraction so that you have 3 over 2. Because when you say 2 times 1 plus 1, you get 3 over 2. And then from there, you start simplifying. So when you simplify, 15 over 100, we have that 100 which has got 2 zeros. So can you simplify the 2 zeros on 100 and the 2 zeros on 20,000? So you are left with 200 and then times 15 times 3 over 2. And therefore we have another denominator here now that we want to eliminate. And we cancel 2 by 2, we get 1. And there we have how much? 200 as a principal. So 200 divided by 2, you get 100. And therefore you are left now with 100 times 15 times 3. Even before you go to the next slide, tell me, how much are you going to get when you multiply all that? Have you done it? Are you done with multiplying? Very good. Here we are. I have not yet revealed the answer. I'm just asking you, how much do you get when you multiply 100 shillings times 15 shillings times 3? We have 100 shillings times 15 times 3. How much do you get? Of course, we are dealing with the money here now. How much do you get? Okay. Did you get 4,500 shillings? And of course, that becomes your interest now, right? That becomes your interest. And I just want to encourage you so that when you have the formula with you, you work it out. On our board here, where it is written ABC Bank, you can see the last part there, interest. I've given you the formula. Principal times rate times time. Then you get the interest. All right? I hope you are not going to get lost here. Now, we have the amount. How much amount did this person withdraw at the end of 1.5 years? So amount is equal to principal plus interest. How much was the principal? 20,000 shillings. How much was the interest? 4,500 shillings. And therefore, when you add, as you can see on your screen, even if you close your eyes now and ask you, what is 20,000 plus 4,500? Just as I'm closing my eyes, you'll be able to say it is 24,500 shillings. And that is the amount. So the issue here is, first of all, you need to know how to calculate the interest. The moment you calculate the interest and get the correct answer, so you add. What do you add? Principal plus interest. Then you get the amount that he withdrew from the bank at the end of 1.5 years. Good. I hope you have understood this concept very well, because in our next lesson, we shall be learning about compound interest. And in compound interest, we calculate it slightly different when it comes to interest. All right? Slightly different. So make sure that you do a lot of practice here before we meet again. And therefore, I have an activity for you. I have an activity for you. This activity is an extension of what we are doing, and you are supposed to do it with your parents. Agnes borrowed 82,000 shillings. You can see Agnes borrowed 82,000 shillings from a bank that charged interest at the rate of 8.25% per annum. Okay? How much altogether did she pay after 6 months? How much did she pay after 6 months? Altogether means the total amount that we have calculated in the other part of the question that we are dealing with. So how much? What was the period? What was the period? How much was deposited? What was the rate? Okay. Remember here now, we are dealing with 6 months. Please be careful how you calculate it. We are going to meet in our next lesson. I have been your mathematics teacher, John Kwalia, coming to you from MwalimuPLUS Virtual School. Until then, I wish you well. Bye-bye.